Chapter 44. This is my life. Quote from my journal, day 763. Well now, you thought I was done with the daily cancer count, didn't you? So did I. I'd closed the book, moved on. A few days ago, a new book was cracked open. A new journal started. I'm hoping to not get too far in this book. Let's back up a bit. For a few months now, I've been having some wrist pain. I thought it was just a side effect from the Arimidex medication that I am taking. The pain has been getting worse, so I talked to my oncologist about it. He did not think that it could be from the medication since I have been on it for a year. He suggested that I go to my regular doctor and have it checked out. I had my wrist checked for carpal tunnel. The doctor did not think I was suffering from that. I haven't had any numbness or tingling, just pain. She determined that I have a form of tendinitis. Then she continued with the rest of my exam. As she was checking the lymph nodes in my neck, she paused for just a little too long. She told me that the lymph nodes on my right side are swollen. She asked if I had any congestion or cold symptoms, which I do not. I started having a panic attack on the inside. She ordered a neck CT, given my history and the fact that I am otherwise healthy. I told her that I would call my oncologist and see where he wanted me to have the CT scan done. She gave me a brace for one of my wrists and told me to try it out for a few weeks. I was basically just going through the motions at this point. I just wanted to get out of that office so I could call Dr. Chandramouli and get a scan scheduled. As soon as my feet hit the pavement, I was dialing the cancer center's number. I left them a message and then called Mark. I cried and felt the anxiety start to creep in. I could not believe that I had to go through this mind game again. Is it cancer? How bad is it? What am I going to have to do? Why do these things always happen so close to a weekend? The cancer center called me back and I was able to schedule a CT scan for the following Wednesday. Great. Almost a whole week of the unknown. I was in complete turmoil on the inside. I had pretty much convinced myself that this was it. I was going to die. I went through the same roller coaster of emotions that I had gone through a little over 2 years ago. I wanted to rip out my lymph nodes. I also wanted to rewind a few weeks to when I was feeling happy, healthy, and confident that everything was good. I fasted all day Monday and poured my heart out to my Father in heaven. I begged and pleaded for my life. I went back and forth all day. It's going to be fine. It's not. As I was waiting for the kids to come home from school, I sat on the porch and started reading my scriptures. It was one of those, I just opened the book and a scripture popped out kind of moments. I saw one that I had already highlighted and it struck my heart. In Isaiah chapter 58, verse 8, it says, "Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward." It wasn't like a bolt of lightning or anything like that. I just had a good feeling that I was going to be okay. I checked the footnotes, and they led me to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 17. "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord." I feel like this was the answer to my prayers and fasting. It has been a challenge to hold on to these answers, though. My thoughts are constantly toying with all of the what ifs. It has been so hard to keep a positive outlook. I have to keep reminding myself that this is not a death sentence, even if it is cancer. I am not dead yet, and I need to keep living and enjoying my life. This is why I fought so hard and why I will fight again if I need to. Day 764. I went into the cancer center on the 18th to have a neck CT. It was a very simple procedure. I was okay until I lied down on the table. Then I started shaking like I was cold. The nerves hit me all at once. The scan literally took all of 5 minutes. Then I got to go home and wait some more. The technician told me I should have the results the following day. Thursday came and I was a bundle of nerves. I taught preschool in the morning, but it was hard to concentrate. I kept expecting the phone to ring and hear the worst possible news, but it never rang. The preschool kids went home, and as soon as I shut the door behind them, I was calling the cancer center. I had to leave a message. Finally, about 4 p.m., the phone rang, and it was Dr. Chandramouli's number on the caller ID, but it wasn't him. Of course, he is out of town, but his PA, whom I have met before and really like, was the one on the phone. He started off by questioning why the neck CT was ordered in the first place. I told him the story, and he asked if I had had a cold or anything like that. I haven't had one since June or July-ish. He said that those lymph nodes are definitely swollen, but the CT scan does not provide enough info to know why they are swollen. It's kind of a gray area as to what to do next. He gave me 2 choices. Watch it for a while and see what it does, or get a PET scan to see if there is measurable cancer there. Door number 2, please. There is no let's wait and see in my vocabulary at this point. I can't take any risks or chances. I'm already living on a second chance. So we got a PET scan scheduled. My mind is convinced there is cancer there, even though it really could be nothing. Mark and I both feel like there is going to be more than just nothing involved here, though. I hope we are just gun shy. I hope our gut feelings are wrong. We've been wrong before." End quote. This is what my new life would be like. Happy, healthy times riddled with a few shots of anxiety bullets. I felt like I was on a train ride, hair blowing in the breeze, enjoying the beautiful scenery when wham! A switch is thrown and I'm barreling out of control down an entirely different track, one with not so pretty scenery. Quote from my journal. Day 766. PET scan today. I'm having a hard time really wrapping my head around this reality. Am I really worrying about the cancer growing again after only 2 years? As I was driving to the cancer center, I just felt really calm. Not a lot of nervousness, just anxious to get in, get the scan done, and go on with my day. I've spent so much time worrying about the outcome. But I've not been given a death sentence. I am not dying today, and I need to stop dwelling on that and just live my life. When it was time for the scan, the nurse took me back to a familiar place, the isolation recliner room. Then she injected the radioactive sugar into my IV. This little sugar attaches itself to any cancer spots that are 1 centimeter or larger. Then as I go through the scan, the cancer spots, if any, will light up. I have to wait an hour in isolation for the sugar to go through my body. I also have to drink a huge cup of liquid contrast. It's not terrible, but due to the fact that I had to drink it on an empty stomach, I was kind of gagging it down by the end. It was very nice to have a whole hour of solitude. I was able to read in the Book of Mormon and ponder some things. I concluded that maybe I need to have more faith in God's plan for me and my family. I know it sounds weird as I write it because I do have a lot of faith, or I thought I did. But in the past week and a half, I have let the fear overrun that faith. I stopped trusting that God knows what is best for my family and me. My family would survive without me. It would be hard, I know. It breaks my heart to think of their sorrow and the struggles that they would have. But they are strong, and they could do it if they had to. When all of this came up, I was pretty much convinced that I was going to die. Now I am feeling that this is not a death sentence, at least not an immediate one. I am going to be around for a while. A long while is my hope. After my hour in isolation was up, I changed into a gown and went into the PET scan room. I lay down on the table and the technician put my Piano Guys CD in so I could listen to music during the scan. I had to lie there on my back with my arms up over my head while the table moved back and forth through the scanner. It was actually very peaceful. I felt like I was in good hands. My grandpas were there with me, helping me to be strong. In a half an hour, I was done. I changed my clothes and then drove home so I could wait for the results. I'm hoping to hear tomorrow, but I'm not counting on it. I am so physically and emotionally drained right now. I've kind of slipped into numb mode. However, I have definitely been lifted up more than once by love, prayer, and positive thoughts from everyone around me. I'm so lucky to have so many amazing people in my life. I had to fast for the scan, so I used it as an opportunity to fast and pray. My prayer is this: I just want a fighting chance. I need to have some hope that if this is cancer, I have a chance of beating it. I will do surgery, chemo, and radiation, whatever I have to do. I need to be here for my kids. I need to get them all through high school at least. Please, dear Father, I will do anything if I can just raise my kids. Please, let me raise my kids. End quote.